Hello, all you wonderful, wonderful, wonderful people. It is that time again. We have Boxuchan boxes to unbox. I have two boxes here. One is extremely heavy, but there's a reason for that. On top of the normal boxes I have, there is extra items in here that I know what they are, but you guys don't know what they are. So, um, um, Boxuchan, the guy that runs this, he gave a he gave all of us opportunity to have like first dibs on some of the more, I guess, rarer anime Blu-rays and DVDs. So I ended up buying a few of them. So there's some extra items that are in these boxes somewhere. But yeah, so unfortunately, one of my boxes thought they'd get into a battle on the way here, and I don't know if they've won or lost, but yeah. It happens. The United States Postal Service is not always the best, so yeah. But with that said, let's get to the table view and unbox these and see just what I got. Alright, everyone, welcome to the table view. Alright, so we'll open this one first, just to get it out of the way since it is the, well, damaged one. But, yeah, so Boxuchan, if you guys don't know, it's an anime subscription box. Or it can be a subscription box, or you can buy like a one-time box. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a subscription. But yeah, basically the person sends you a box full of anime, essentially. That's what is in here corely, anyways, as the core product. But you get extra items in there too, along with the anime. This right here, what I will be unboxing, both boxes are what's known as a deluxe box. So it's a higher value box than what the normal box is. So yeah, if you're interested, link will be in the description and you can check out the website. But yeah, once you order one, and also the boxes are personalized to you. You can do a survey to kind of tell them what kind of anime you like and stuff like that. Just filling out a survey with like telling them the genres you like and what kind of extra items you would want in your box. So that way you're kind of at least have a higher guarantee to enjoy what you get in the box. I have never been disappointed in what I've gotten in the box. Sure, some items that come I feel more strongly towards than others, but that's just normal. So yeah, I'll stop procrastinating and let's tear this open. And by tear, I mean just tear where it's glued. And that is how you know it's open. So, like always, I will give you guys the first peek. There is a brochure in there, but we will not be reading that brochure until later. So this is going to be a little different because I know in at least one of these boxes there's going to be extra items. I don't know if there's extra items in both of them. Well, when I say extra items, I mean the items I bought, but let's feel around to see just what is in here. We have a... Oh, I'm feeling a plushie. I also think I'm feeling a soundtrack. So, I can tell by the feel that I think one of the items in here is something that I bought as well, so... Let's start with the plushie, because why not? Okay, Kaiju number 8. I've never actually watched Kaiju number 8, but this is a real cool looking character. Tomoni. Tomoni? Yeah, I'm bad at pronouncing, but yeah. That is the tag for it, and I really like the kind of gray and blue color scheme of this character. Looks like it's some kind of skull being. Like I said, I never actually watched it, so that is a little bit hard to tell. Let me pull out what I know. One of the things that I know. That's one of the items that I bought. Yep, this is precisely one of the items that I bought. So this is the first 3 seasons of The Slayers on DVD. Yeah, so I've always been kind of intrigued by this anime. I haven't watched it, but I've always been intrigued by kind of like the kind of 90s art style that it has going for it, even though I think this came out this came out in mid-90s, so that makes perfect sense why it would have a 90s art style, but just there's definitely a little difference between 90s art style anime and kind of the 2000s onward. But yeah, so this has a slip cover. Then you got says menu. Folds out. Tells you season 1, season 2. Gives you the episodes. And I imagine. So this is not the worst packaging, though you kind of want to be careful with the way these are on here, because this spine will break easily on this kind of set. So I'm just trying to see, does say season 1 and season 2, and this is the first 3 seasons. So I'm kind of curious where they got the 3rd season written at. Maybe in between one of these? Just taking a gander. But yeah, this was something one of the items that I picked up for sure. It's definitely a more, it's an out of, all the items that I bought were out of print, but, yeah, so this was a nice get for me. Like, excited. Definitely excited to watch the anime as well. Sure, it will be great. So, let's take a look to see what else is in here. I guess we can... There's something else in here that's real fluffy. Nope. No, it's not. It's just bubble wrap. I'm just bad at feeling. Looks like we got a soundtrack, though. So let's see here. Oh, what does this say? Alright, Final Fantasy Unlimited Music Adventure Verse 1. So, I don't have the greatest knowledge when it comes to Final Fantasy, so I don't know exactly what this is of. Obviously, Final Fantasy Unlimited, but to be honest, I am not really sure what that is. I have a little bit of scuffs on the disc. Nothing that would stop it from being read, though. I do love my kind of soundtracks, though. That's one of the extra items that I don't mind getting along with my animes. So now let's start to get into some other things, because we have a Shonen Jump brand new DVD set of Black Cat. I want to say I've heard of this, I just don't know anything about it. Let's see here. So it's got 4 DVDs. This doesn't tell me specifically how many episodes, but I would guess with 575 minutes and it being on 4 DVDs, I'm gonna guess it's like 16 to 20, maybe 24. It actually could be like 24 because of a previous save kind of thing I got. It's a little bit hard to see since it's still in wrapping. Let's go ahead and crack it open actually, shall we? Because never plan to keep stuff sealed, so let's actually look into what I'm gonna be getting into and show you a better, well, thing of it. And I can throw the trash off to the side here. Still a little bit hard to see just because of the way the glare on the casing. The case itself is actually real shiny. So yes, this has 24 episodes. I know of Shonen Jump because they are basically the company behind a ton of huge anime. Well, Shonen Jump is not so much anime, but they're a certain manga publisher, right? I think. don't know how great this case is at holding the DVDs, though. But, hey. Whoa. Make sure everything's okay. Yes, it is. Cool, cool. So, Black Cat. That's the first anime I got in this box, along with the soundtrack and the plushie. We still have a few more things in here. Oh. Okay, I am ecstatic to get this. This is another anime that I kind of been putting off, like buying the complete collection for. And I've been meaning to. It's one of them things where I see it on sale on Amazon, and I just never get to the point of actually putting it in the cart, though. And that is Soul Eater. And I have it on Blu-ray. And this is episodes 1 to 26 on 3 disc. This went up to... Well, there might be another part in here. I'm just not sure how long this anime is. I can't remember if it's 26 or if it says the Meister collection. So let's see here. I definitely am happy to have to finally add this anime to my anime collection. Definitely. This might be my pick of the box, to be perfectly honest. Awesome. Alright, yes. So here is the other part, which has episodes 27 to 51, and again, the weapon collection. So that's really cool how they did this. So the whole concept kind of behind Soul Eater is you have a character that wields a weapon, but the weapon can take a human form. So you got the Meister collection, and you got the weapon collection. So awesome. I am happy to have this. This is freaking great. And I certainly know that my emotions, I know that I tend to keep my emotions pretty tame, so I don't know if it's really shining through like I would like it to, but this is actually something I am happy to have. So yeah. Box is worth it just for that. There is, I think, one more thing in here. And what? Okay, this is something else I bought, so we'll go over what's exactly in this box after I go through what I told you that I bought. But we have Angel Beats. So this is another out-of-print anime. Again, you won't... So let me separate this just so I don't accidentally false advertise any of you. These two things I bought, so these are like rare kind of out-of-print anime that I bought. And, well, you typically will not see this kind of stuff in boxes. So yeah, just wanted to make sure I point that out. But yeah, so I saw Angel Beats a really long time ago. I think it was back when it was on Netflix. So yeah, if that gives you any kind of idea how long it's been since I actually watched this. But I remember enjoying it, and then all of a sudden it went out of print, and it's been out of print, and yeah, and no one's ever put it back in print, probably due to being Aniplex. But yeah, I kind of had to buy this. It's one of the. It's like every once in a while. It's like with video games. Every once in a while, you have to buy them holy grails. And that is what these are. At the moment, they're holy grails, just because they haven't been back in print yet. But let me make sure that is all that is in here, which it is. So, this box itself came with a Final Fantasy Unlimited soundtrack, Soul Eater, which, thank you, Boxuchan. I really appreciate this. Definitely something I was hoping to get one day, and you provided that hope. And I didn't even have to make any kind of wish list or anything. And Black Cat, I'm sure I've heard that name before, and I'm not just talking about the comic book character thief either. But I don't know anything about this anime, and it seems interesting. Oh, and there's, of course, the plushie. So, this is the kind of stuff you'll get in kind of your typical box. Now, I have a deluxe box, so with a normal box, you'll normally only get like one full series and some extra stuff. With the deluxe box, you'll get two full series, and you're typically guaranteed a figurine, but I made it a note on my survey that I don't really collect figurines, so I got a plushie and soundtrack probably in place of that, or vice versa, or something like that. And then you get your brochure, which you can visit the website at www.boxuchan.com. But yeah. And then these, he writes a little bit, typically tells you a little bit about the anime you're getting. So, Black Cat. Black Cat follows a slew of characters figure, including the great assassin Train Hartnett, the freelance detective Sven, and the bioengineered girl Eve, as they try to get by and find Train's old partner, Creed. Black Cat has just a really fun plot with great action and spades. What really sets it apart from other shonens is definitely its characters. They all have in-depth powers and abilities, making the fights all the more fun. Then we got Soul Eater, a classic horror-themed shonen. Horror theme does it. I guess there's a difference between like horror theme and scary anime. So, yeah, that makes sense to describe it like that. Soul Eaters follows Meisters, that also might be a weird spelling to say misters, I don't know, and their weapons, specifically the duo Maka and Soul, they must kill 99 evil humans and a witch in that order to become stronger for the Grim Reaper. But it will but will be a difficult and atrocious task. Soul Eater is fun and stylish to boot. It is definitely worth a watch by any anime fan. And I will say the art style for Soul Eater is definitely kinda unique to its own. Final Fantasy Unlimited CD and Kaju number 8 or Tamoni plush. Enjoy the OST for this anime original story in the Final Fantasy universe. Also, here is a plush for Kaju number 8. And yeah, that was the first box. So, awesome. And I'm going to be honest, that was a pretty damn good box, if I do say so myself. And again, that is just including what the normal box items, not even counting the stuff I bought. Now this one is super heavy. Probably because, it's definitely because there is still stuff that I bought that was sent in this other box too, so let's go ahead and dig out some things. I like taking my time with these. It's very much like kind of a Christmas in a way, because I don't know what I'm getting. And look at that. Packs it so well that can't even tell what's in there, even with giving you guys the first glance. We have our brochure, or pamphlet, whatever you want to call them. So we have a lot of bubble wrap here, and I really don't know where to start. So I'm trying to feel around first. Feel kind of what's in here. It feels like a bunch of anime. Like, off the bat, anyways. I don't know what else will be in here, but we'll just kind of have to dig through this. Okay. So I'm going to pull out these. This is a part of something I bought. This is Steins Gate Zero. Part 1 and Part 2. There's actually... So that means... There's also this. Yeah. So this was sold as a bundle. The original Steins Gate and Steins Gate Zero collection. Again, this is stuff that is out of print, so I have not watched Steins Gate, but I know it's heavily, and I mean heavily, one of the, like, a legendary anime. People would die for this anime. From the sounds of how people talk about it, like it's one of the greatest animes ever. So I definitely wanted to watch it, so again, another holy grail for kind of my personal collection. But yeah, you got it on DVD, and then you got your Blu-ray version of Steins Gate. Well, format anyways, and it has a little sleeve. And we got Steins Gate Part 1 and Part 2. This is going to be an interesting watch, because I don't have any knowledge whatsoever about anything in Steins Gate, so this is going to be a completely blind watch. So that's probably the best way to go about this. Someone already used the Funimation digital copies to these. Not that it matters, since Funimation went under, and I should know because I've lost a few digital copies from Funimation due to it going under. Because I did have like a few digital copies I redeemed through them, but I lost them after they went under. So, if I remember right, ReZero Season 1 was one of them, and Assassination Classroom, I believe, was one of them at one point. But yeah, them are gone. So, if I continue on down this side, is it still gonna... Yep, this is more stuff that I ordered. So, this is Zombieland Saga, which is the first season. So, I've heard of this. However, I've never seen it. Again, that's kind of a common trope for me, is like I don't watch anything apparently. But yeah, this always looked like so colorful and stuff. And I didn't even get this just because it was a limited edition. I got it just because it was something I wanted to watch, and, well, again, it was kind of I had an opportunity to buy it, and since it was up for grabs, I pulled the trigger on it. I am gonna open this, because no physical media should ever just stay in its... I want to be a little bit more careful with this, because I might be able to just rip it. But yeah, no physical media should stay sealed up. I know there is a second season to this, so I guess I'll have to keep a lookout for that. But I think this is a mix between like a slice of life anime, but with zombies, I guess. This is a little thing, probably stuck on the back, right? Yeah. Has a little sticky thing. I'm gonna keep that on there. Let's see what this actually has. I probably should be careful. Oh, these are magnets. Well, these particularly are magnets, but it looks like these might be art cards. How am I gonna... I mean, I wish I could just... Let me try to open this. And I know, I'm taking forever on my unboxing, but You gotta enjoy these moments. It's not just about rapidly showing off things just to move on to the next item. Gotta enjoy it. So we got some magnets, which is interesting. Like little magnets that you pop out. And we got, I guess that's supposed to block it from the art cards. Let me take a look at these real quick just to make sure there's nothing too risque for YouTube. But yeah, that's a really nice color combination for that. They're kind of like a foil kind of thing, which is pretty neat. I'm going to go ahead and put these back like that. Let's go through this booklet really quick. And when I say really quick, I mean at my own pace. If you want to fast forward, go ahead. Ooh, them zombies look a little creepy, so I guess they can go creepy. Like creepy cute. I do love the whole art book of this. Again, this is an item I bought. We haven't even dug to what's actually came in this specific box. So then you got, I'm not sure when it has like episode 1A and 1B and episode 2A and 2B. I know there's like 12 episodes to this. Interesting. And then we have the actual, which is kind of a basic look, but I like the look of the Blu-ray case. 1 free month, and then I have a digital copy that I can never redeem since, well, like I said, Funimation does not exist anymore. So we got episodes 1 through 9 plus extras. Then we have episodes 10 to 12 plus extras. Blu-ray. Then we got DVDs over here. Which I guess they're saying DVDs are cool with the sunglasses. And you got your microphone. It's also a kind of cool inside art, if I can get. It's a face, but yeah, it's kind of hard to see like this, but maybe I can do that, and ooga booga booga. Yeah, something like that. I don't know if anyone can do anything with this, but if you can, have at it. I will have my own digital copy soon enough. That is really cool. Alright, let's get this stuff put away. Definitely cool. Alright, let's actually start digging into this box to see just what do I have. Feels like it's going to be just a bunch of animes or movies and stuff, so I'm really curious because it doesn't feel like there's any like extra items, so we're about ready to find out. Aha! Boxuchan hitting me with the grandest of grand anime that I want. High School of the Dead. I've been meaning to pick that one up too at some point. But always waiting for that perfect time, and yeah. Thank you, Boxuchan. Hitting me with like all cylinders. This is actually a really good anime. It's a little over the top, but it's fun. It is definitely fun. It is a little risque, so if you're not really, because I believe there like is nudity in this anime, so yeah. But it's a really good anime. I can't remember where I watched it at. Might have been off of Netflix or something, but it was a really long time ago. So this has all 12 episodes. Now, I believe there's an OVA also out that this does not include, but I'm more interested in the series anyways. Like, OVAs are nice, just I don't all they kind of sometimes detract a little bit just because they feel kind of like extra episodes. But yeah, High School of the Dead, 1 to 8 and 9 to 12. Glad to have this. Man, that is awesome. What are we getting into next? Huh. So, trying to see. So, I think just. It's not like full on nudity, but I don't think I can safely show the back of this DVD, so. Oh wait, this DVD is part of a collection and not intended for individual retail sale. So this is called A Wind Named Amnesia. I was trying to find a date for this. It's 80 minutes, so an early 90s DVD. Nice. I'm like I get into like really early anime. So I think this is a movie, and it probably came originally in a box set of some sorts. Because I think. Oh, wait, there is something else in here after I pull these out, but these are a DVD set of an anime called The Wings of Rain. I don't know. I never heard of this one. Is it a single DVD? It is a single DVD with like a art booklet and stuff. So this only has 2 episodes. Okay. So I do kind of want to look at this. It's behind the scenes and stuff. Wow, that is a lot of info. There's just so much. Still has the survey postcard thing. And we got The Wings of Rain 2, episode 3 and 4. So this looks to be like a very kind of short running kind of anime. Oh, this also comes with like a backstage behind the scenes footage. Then we got The Wings of Rain 3. When did this release? Can I see? It's not really telling me, but it looks like it was a 6-episode mini-series of some sorts. Interesting. Interesting indeed. And I got a win name, Amnesia, which, yeah, okay, cool. And there is still one more thing that I almost missed. I think that is it. But we have another soundtrack. Best collection. So this is something called, well, that. I'm not even gonna try because I know I will butcher that. It almost kind of reminded me of kind of the art style, kind of reminded me a little bit of Cowboy Bebop. Is there anything else? That is a no, and that is the box. And now we got the pamphlet. So let's see, what do we got here? The Wings of Rain. A part of the Biston Wells series written by the creator of Gundam, The Wings of Rain follows a young man who is being framed for a terrorist attack. However, he is inadvertently saved by a sudden appearance of an outer-worldly princess. Interesting. High School of the Dead. High-octane violence and great music. High School of the Dead is an over-the-top zombie slasher series. Follow a team of high schoolers as they attempt to escape their school with their lives. A win name Amnesia plus the soundtrack. A classic OVA, a win named Amnesia, follows a world where all memories are lost and mankind is reverted but to barbarians. Here is also an OST for the series Sayuki. So, okay, that is what I got from this Boxuchan. So yes, again, go over it one more time. The soundtrack, High School of the Dead, probably my pick of the box. This is kind of a close second because even though I know nothing about this, it even looks a little bit kind of weird, like it falls kind of on the side of just like, I don't know. It feels like just kind of that feeling that something is completely new to you, like it's something that you just haven't heard of and know of, and it's just with that fact alone, it kind of makes it a little intriguing. I mean, I could say the same for this, but I think the art style of this one is intriguing me more towards it. Then you got the series of The Wings of Rain. So yeah, not a bad box. If I had to, then of course I got my plushie here. Then we got another Final Fantasy soundtrack, Soul Eater, and Black Cat. I definitely would rank box 1 higher than box 2, but High School of the Dead, I mean, that was pretty much that was the banger for me for this box. That was awesome. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoy. Have a great one.